Hi, I'm Peter Sidwell and welcome to my kitchen. This is where I create all my recipes. Now, if this is something that you love, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can keep up to date with all my amazing recipes. Now, let's get cooking. Hi, I'm Peter Sidwell. Welcome to my kitchen. I've got a cracking little recipe for you. A beautiful, healthy pesto pasta with hidden broccoli in the pesto for that extra veggie hit. It is 2022, we are back and we have a whole year's worth of programs planned out for you. I cannot wait to share them. Now, January, everyone's been a little bit healthier. Everyone's thinking, oh, I overdid it at Christmas, I need new year, new start, all that stuff. So we thought this series, so this is 6 episodes of healthier eating. Big flavours, lighter, crisp, delicious, lower in calories, but big on flavour. Now, today's recipe is a pesto pasta dish. So, big hit in my family. The kids love pesto, but I'm actually going to hide some of this in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our broccoli, we're going to half it. Half of that is going in the pesto, never to be seen again. The other half we're going to stir through, so they're going to get all of this into their dinner almost without them knowing. And if you can't, if you're doing this for the kids and you think, oh yeah, but they won't eat the broccoli stirred through, blend it all in there. Hide it. They'll never know. Right, so first of all, we're going to cook our broccoli, all right? Because it needs blanching really, and blanching means part cooking. So we're going to take our broccoli, and can you see that all right, Emily? Emily's back with us. She's back from her Christmas break, refreshed, revitalised, counting her calories, weighing her food, bless her, aren't you?
Yep.
She won't taste anything until she's weighed it. She's very disciplined, aren't you?
Yeah.
Got a wedding, not a wedding dress.
Yeah.
Nearly said a wedding dress. Everyone's going to think you're getting married.
Not quite.
Not yet. She's available to the right man, aren't you? To the right man, I said. It's a bridesmaid dress, not a wedding dress, isn't it? Sorry, Emily.
Back
my bad.
to the broccoli.
My bad there. Sorry. Right. Okay. So break the broccoli up. Cut it into stalks, into just little pieces. All right. Florets, they're called. Because we want to cook them quite quickly in salted boiling water. Same water we're going to cook the pasta in. All right.
What would tender stem broccoli? Would it be the same?
Tender stem's fine, and it's coming into season now soon. So yeah, tender stem's good, and you use a lot of the stalk on that.
Yeah.
Because a lot more of the stalk. But we're just using the normal broccoli today.
See, am I a bit weird in the fact that the stalk that you've just cut off?
Yeah.
It's really nice, raw, sliced.
Yeah. A lot of people eat that. We used to give it to the guinea pig, but we lost the guinea pig last year, so we have a surplus of veg now.
I'll eat it.
Yeah, I'll throw it to Emily. Okay, so let's stick the high power on there. Right, I've cut all the broccoli into florets. I have got salted boiling water here. So we're going to cook the pasta in here as well as the broccoli. Broccoli first, okay? So it's really important that you salt the water. It brings much more flavour, and ultimately your dish will taste better, okay? But people's tolerance of salt is different. So, do what you feel's right, but what I feel, seawater. That's salty for me, okay? Right, in with the broccoli. Are we in there, Emily? Can we see what's going on? Marvellous. Right, just while I'm going to give that like 3 or 4 minutes cooking, and then we're going to whip it into some ice cold water. So I'll just get that ready. Now, if you have any questions at all, make sure you post them in the comments below, and I will answer them as best I can. Right, got some ice here, and let's get some water in here. And the reason why we're using ice water is it will stop the cooking process really quickly, which when you're dealing with green vegetables is important, otherwise they end up going a certain kind of khaki colour, and that's not good for anyone. So let's get that. Now while this is going on, let's get our pesto ready. Now for me, pesto is just the nicest pasta sauce. My favourite, the kids' favourite, Emma's favourite. So it's a big, big hit. Okay, so let me just move that one onto there and get a pan on the heat. Okay, now pine nuts. Delicious. They are a bit pricey. So, you know, if you don't want to spend the money on pine nuts, use some cashew nuts there. Emily wants to get focused on that, don't you? See, I've got your back. If you don't want to spend the money, cashew nuts are much cheaper and do a similar job, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toast my pine nuts because it makes them nuttier and more delicious. I've got my olive oil here that I'm using for my pesto. So I'm just going to use a tiny little bit. You don't want to sort of fry them. You just want to toast them. It brings the flavour out big time. Okay? Broccoli's good.
So you've used broccoli. Is there any other vegetables that you can...
Yeah, you could. Do you know what? You could really easily hide spinach in your pesto. No problem. Asparagus is good. Any green vegetable really is really good for it, I think. You could do kale. I've seen that before. Kale's really, really high in iron, really good for you. Right, broccoli's done. See, look, it's still green. All right? It's like the Brussels sprouts of Christmas. Now, I hope some of you followed my Brussels sprout recipes at Christmas.
Well, they were good.
Emily's now addicted to pickled grapes, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we've had a successful 2021 on the show, and we've got some great plans for you, some great recipes. Right, so broccoli is in the cold water, all right? I'm just going to add some more to that. And while that's happening, let's get on with the pasta. Now, pasta, 400 grams. They come in 500 gram packs. It's about 100 grams per person, per adult really. So we're going 400. So that to me looks like about 400. Right, can you see them toasting there, Emily? Look, let me turn that off now because you see those, yeah? Got to watch the pine nuts because they toast quick. Right, spaghetti, 400 grams, give it a little twist like that, yeah? And then just drop it in the pan. You want space, you want a big pan for cooking pasta because it wants space to bounce around and cook. Right, so can we see these pine nuts all right, Emily?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see they've just got that little bit of toast. They don't all need to be that colour. Just toasting them up a bit so a few of them have got that lovely colour to them will just bring the flavour up, all right? And just really make sure that this pesto has a nutty flavour. Right, I've got 2 cloves of garlic we're going to pop into the food processor. Okay? We've got some pine nuts. I'm going to put about half the recipe of pine nuts and keep the rest to stir in at the end. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some of my broccoli. Okay, so we're going to use half in the pesto. Give it a little squeeze. Get rid of the excess water. We don't want the water. So give it a little squeeze. Oh, Thomas is going to be horrified when he knows that I've hidden half a head of broccoli in his pesto. Bless him. He'll never know. There we go. Now the rest can be stirred through it. All right? Because I'll get away with that much with him. Right. Give that pasta a little stir. So that pasta is going to need 9 minutes to cook to get it al dente. And there's been quite a lot of research out there on pasta. When it's cooked al dente, it's actually slower release energy than if you fully cook it. So, you know, believe what you get. Yeah. The starches and things like that, it all seems to make a bit difference. And in the UK, we're really bad at cooking pasta. 9 minutes. The packets usually say 9 to 12, so we go 12. Go 9. Give it a little bit of bite. I think it's much nicer. Much nicer. Right. Okay, so in with our olive oil, extra virgin olive oil for a pesto. That's the bit we don't skimp on because it's really, really good. And then Parmesan cheese. Okay, so we're just going to grate it straight in. I'm using like a planer so I can grate it straight in. Saves on washing up. It's that combination of garlic, cheese, nuts that just make it delicious. And then the fragrance of the basil just makes all the difference. It really does. Okay, so stage one is we're now going to blend this. Okay, are we ready on this, Emily?
Yeah.
There we go. Right. Okay. Almost a little pesto-ish, isn't it? You wouldn't know there was half a head of broccoli in there, would you? Can you? Which one shall I?
Overhead.
Overhead, can you see that?
Yeah, it's really bright green, isn't
Really
it?
vibrant. And I think, you know,
It's quite
that's
an
going to
inviting colour, like for kids to...
It's what you want as well in January.
Yeah.
Because look, it's getting dark now.
I know.
Squeeze of lemon juice will help it stay green and vibrant and fresh, and it will balance out the richness of the cheese, the nuts, and the olive oil. Okay, so basil. Just my absolute favourite herb is basil. I love it. Going to cut the stalks off because they're not as sort of sweet and tender. They tend to be a little bit bitter. And I think when you make homemade pesto, if you don't get rid of the stalks, you end up with a kind of bitterness to your pesto. And it's really disappointing because you've gone to all that effort. All right? So back on with the blender. In with our basil. Okay. And then the rest of the cheese, I didn't put it all in when I started. There we go. So you got any questions for me today, Emily?
Ooh.
No?
No.
Not yet, shall we say.
Easing my way back into the...
Easing yourself in. Is this the kind of thing you'd make at home?
Yeah, I think so actually.
Yeah?
It's quite like a good like lunch as well. And
Yeah, you see pesto. My daughter loves pesto sandwiches. Pesto, parma ham, baby spinach. Good, really nice. Right, let's blend this. Now, if you find that there isn't enough olive oil and the basil's kind of not blending, you can add a little more oil, but do it very gently, very sparingly. I'm going to adjust the recipe if it needs it, all right? So I've done 200 mils of olive oil. So I'm just going to watch, and if I need a touch more, I'll add it. Just a tiny bit. That's it. Now it's gone. Look at that. Pesto. That's proper pesto. Smell that. Oh, that smells good. That is a lovely smell. Fresh, clean, vibrant.
I think it was broccoli in there.
No, you see? Look, if I pop that on there. Now, the key is, this is the point where you would season it. But remember, there's salt in that water. So if you salted your pasta water, you don't want to season this too much because you're going to end up with too much salt and you can never remove that salt. So have a taste now. So I think a little bit of pepper in there and a little bit of salt, knowing what's to come. Okay? Give that a stir. And that is it. Let's put that to one side. Now, pasta is nearly ready. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift that onto there. Now I'm going to put a nice shallow pan on here, Emily. Is that all right there? You see what's going on? Yeah? Right. I'm going to take a ladle of my pasta water. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And that is going in there. All right? That is full of starch, and really that helps make everything creamy, and it brings everything together, which is what you want. Okay? And then I'm going to add some tablespoons of pesto. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, it's vibrant,
Isn't it just? It looks like it's going to be good for you and delicious.
It looks healthy.
Absolutely. And then broccoli, I'm going to cut into halves again and pop those in. The residual heat of everything is going to heat this dish up. Okay? So you don't need to overcook it. And I think if you overcook vegetables, you lose all the value, all the nutritional value, all the freshness. You want it vibrant and green. Okay? See, that's just enough broccoli to convince my son. He'll not know. Bless him. So in that goes. There we go. And then we will grab some pasta. Okay, I lost my tongs, but I found them. So I always like to take my pasta out of the water and then into the pan, because I'm going to get some of that starch water as well, which is golden. It really is. Okay. You could pop it through a colander if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but this is the way I like to do it. All right. This is a good start to the new year, this recipe. Not sure I'm going to get Kerry Irving eating this, are you?
Possibly not.
No. Too much garlic in it, I think.
There's garlic in it.
Yeah. Okay, so give that a good stir. And then I'm going to finish it with a few more pine nuts as well, because that can only make it taste good. Right, let's grab a bowl. Nice pasta bowl here. And then I am going to serve this up. Okay. So let's give it a good stir. Make sure that residual heat has warmed the broccoli through. And then lift, twist. There we go. A few more pieces of broccoli in there. Can we see this all right, Emily?
Yeah.
Nice. Good. A few pine nuts, a little bit of pepper, and then finish it with a touch of parmesan. And there you go. That is my beautiful fresh pesto pasta with hidden broccoli for extra nutritional value, topped off with a few pine nuts and a little extra parmesan. Now, if you want the recipe, scan the QR code on the bottom. It'll take you to masterclass.co website. Find all our recipes there, and amongst others as well. And this is delicious. And for me, this is really, you know, like nice, tasty, healthy food, all right? It's green, it's vibrant, it's fresh, it's full of flavour, and it will make you feel good. So there you go. That is how I make a lovely, healthy alternative to pesto pasta with hidden broccoli in there, as well as extra as well. Now, if you want the recipe, go to masterclass.co website or scan the QR code on the bottom. You'll find all the information you need there.